let's talk about becoming unbreakable.
Yes.
So you've treated elite athletes and frail patients.
Yeah.
What's the prescription that works for both?
I think it's a matter of degrees, right? When I say things, and I'll just give you what I lay out for my people. It's a matter of degrees. So I don't want a frail person to be discouraged because it sounds too much. I'm not asking you to lift heavy for my elite athlete. I'm asking you to lift heavy for you. So the structure is lots of people come to me wanting, because they've read it or heard it somewhere, all the latest longevity gadgets. Which red light should I buy? Is plunging? How about this peptide? And that's fine. I'm fascinated by it and all that that research influenced stuff. That's fine. I'm fascinated by it. But I never skip from sub-health, or as I describe in Unbreakable, fine. You feel fine. You're getting through your day. You're fine. Yeah. But you're not health optimized. Your labs are not optimized. Your exercise is not optimized. So the structure I take people is, if you come to me fine, we're going to optimize. After optimization, then we'll throw in the things that I do for that in my practice and we do for peak performers. And when you are really firing on all cylinders, and if we still need to bridge some gaps, or you think a technology is cool, then we can do the research-influenced, not research-based intervention. So that's the structure. So when we're optimizing, what does it take? Well, there's the education component, which we've been talking about the whole time. For women, there is the make your menopause hormone decision component. Number 3, there is the smart nutrition. And just to be simple about it, talking about building an anti-inflammatory, enough protein diet. That is not I don't even like the word diet. That is a lifestyle. It's just how you eat, right? But then when we're talking about physical, I have this acronym, I've used it for 20 years, called FACE. We are not 20 anymore. We can't spend all night out Friday and then do high sports on Saturday, right? There are 4 components. Face your future. F is flexibility and joint range of motion. The natural history of tendons and ligaments is for the collagen fibers to become increasingly covalently bonded and stiffer. Therefore, more injury. So we need to spend time making sure that they're going out to proper length. Tendon, ligament, muscle, because they'll work better when they're at optimum length. And you will retain your joint motion so that you don't start shuffling, so that you don't start getting hunched over and have more injuries. So flexibility and joint motion. A is aerobic. I used to be of the only aerobic crowd and do all of those marathon type things. And we still need aerobic capacity. We still need to build our hearts. We die of heart disease in this country. Now I prescribe base training, which is a lower heart rate. For people who come be treated by me, we actually do lactate thresholds. We have a lab.
Yeah.
We have a lab. It's the lab is founded by Inigo San Martino, the Tour de France physiologist. So we do base training most of the time, and then we sprint. Sprint is a heart rate thing. It doesn't have to be on a track. It can be on any apparatus. It's just getting our heart rate up to as high as it can go for a very short amount of time. It is, in my experience, it is the sprinting and the lifting that recomposes your body.
I'm so happy you said that. And can I tell you why, just to cut in?
Yeah.
I put a post up last week. I did a solo episode on Zone 2. And
I saw that. I didn't go through it all, but I saw you did that.
Yeah, and it received a lot of attention because of what I said. I said women in their 40s, and I was taking the approach of a lot of women don't have time. That's what I see and hear. You know, I don't have that much time. Maybe I've got 3 hours. So I said, bank on doing resistance training first and your VO2 max sprint training. I said, stop doing Zone 2. What I see is that women are spending 3 hours a week in Zone 2. And they don't have
anything else.
And I thought, well, why? You know, lactate threshold 1 below 2 millimoles. So
it's a brisk walk.
I mean, but why?
Oh, well.
Like, just stop.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because when people say to me, what is the one thing? What, you know, if I have no time, what is the min-max? That's exactly what I say. You lift weights and you sprint.
Yeah.
That's what you do. Yeah. Lift weights and sprint.
Reserve your Zone 2 for a walk with the spouse or the kids on the weekend, if you have time now. If you are a woman who has 2 hours a day, that is completely different. Then reserve 3 hours a week of zone 2. That's a completely different story. I don't know who does though.
I do like to do base training when I have the time, and I would do 45 minutes with an elevation of 4 and a speed of between 4 and 5. That's what it takes to get my heart rate to about 130. But I was running out of time. So I'm like, okay, well, let's get more work in. Let's put the elevation at 13. Let's do it for a short, just trying to be more efficient. But if you have a half an hour a day, you lift, and then alternately you sprint. So yes.
Okay.
But okay, so that's aerobic. What I'm trying to get people to do is get out of the middle zone, the Orange Theory zone. And people are working out in the mid zone. It's not hard enough, and it's not so easy that they're uninjured. So that's aerobic. FAC is carry a load.
Okay, so resistance training.
Resistance training.
Yep.
Preferably powerlifting,
Yep.
progressive overload, starting wherever you are. Take the time to work up to heavy lifting, but lift heavy when you get there. And E, this is the thing I'm preaching the gospel of all the time now, equilibrium and foot speed.
Your one-legged drill that
My
you've been telling. Yep.
Yep, lots of balance and retraining agility. We lose our type 2 muscle fibers as we age, and then we trip because we lose our balance, and
Yep.
our foot speed is not fast enough to get off the curb without falling down. It's the one fatal fall that'll kill you or break enough ribs that you end up in the ICU. So I am trying to prevent all of that.
Yeah, that's where Neuroathletics, my company, got its name from back in 2015, actually. So,
Is to retrain the neuromuscular pathways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, primarily it was for brain health.
Yeah.
We're talking 10 years ago now. Now it's about bone health. I know a lot of people probably ask you this because they ask me all the time, what supplements can I take to rebuild bone? Now, we all know creatine is fantastic, but I mean, like, let's think about it because you said minerals, right? So, I mean, should we be up to speed with vitamin D?
I would prefer you get all of your calcium from food.
Yep.
And not supplement it in any way. And it's not that hard. Dairy has a ton, salmon with bones, sardines, some vegetables. If you're conscientious, it's not that hard. Therefore, I don't really recommend a calcium supplement at all. Get it from your whole foods. We do need vitamin D to absorb calcium. There are big studies. I hate to even say this out loud because I do like people to take vitamin D. But there are big studies that show when it comes to bone density, big loads of vitamin D is not the main needle driver.
Yeah.
Honestly. But we need vitamin D for a variety of other things in our body, including the immune system. So when it's low, I always supplement people up. Same with magnesium. Magnesium is needed for 300 enzymatic reactions in the body. So we tend to assign it to bone, but I assign it to metabolism. So vitamin D and magnesium. Magnesium also helps you sleep.
And it's a precursor to vitamin D. Like you can actually raise somebody's vitamin D
by helping it absorb with the magnesium.
That's what I mean. Yeah, not precursor. Yeah.
Yeah. And then if we're talking about short stacks of supplements, omega-3s, great for anti-inflammation, brain health. You would know more about that than me. And then creatine, isn't it interesting, right? I first started being aware of creatine in 1992, which is when we first started giving
Arnold Schwarzenegger days.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. We started doing huge loads for Olympic wrestlers. I was in that community at that time. And it would have to be cycled on and off every 6 weeks. We were worried about kidneys. That is not what we're talking about today, people. There's so many studies about low-dose creatine, 5 grams for the muscle. The muscle will become saturated. But what do you think of that study that came out a few months ago about creatine for the brain?
Oh, I hammered that on Instagram because
like
it turns
a bad
out
study?
that so the 95% of the naturally produced creatine, 95% of it gets stored in our muscle. So when we're actually having the 5 grams a day, it saturates the muscle. We know that. But now we know that you have to have a significantly greater amount, 10 grams to 20 grams, for it to saturate the brain. Because what happens is it loses some of its bioavailability when it crosses the blood-brain barrier. And that study was phenomenal because it basically sets the stage for understanding that, hey, your brain
you hammered it in a good way.
In a good way.
Yeah.
Sorry, I mean, I went hard on it on Instagram.
Take more creatine.
Yeah, take more creatine because we need it. And we know, and you know, people forget that your brain has cells, just like the cells in your body. It needs energy as well. And when in an energy deprived state, what happens? Well, we can eat more, we don't sleep well, we get angry, and a whole host of issues that end up leading to cognitive decline.
Well, since that study, I've increased my creatine to 10 grams a day. Based on that study also, where was I? I just came back from another trip. I had 3 hours of sleep one night, and so I had to see patients the next day.
Yeah.
And I took 20 grams. I'm like, I'm going to load this friggin' brain.
Yeah.
I don't know if it helped, but I was awake the whole day. I made it through.
I took 20 because I had to do grand rounds for OBGYN, by the way. I thought, this is going to be tough. Like 500 OBs listening to me. So I took 20 that day. I was like, I need it. Yeah.
Did you feel a difference?
I did. And let me tell you, I'm not sensitive to bloating or anything. So what would you say to the women who constantly ask me, but Louisa, I get bloated when I take creatine, or is my hair going to fall out?
Bloating, okay, so you retain some water. And I'm not plagued by that either, so I don't know the extent. Is it like a 15-pound pregnancy thing, or is it a little bit?
What I actually recommend is splitting it up and dosing it.
Couple doses.
Yeah, I say 5 grams in the morning. And you know, the thing is, it doesn't degrade in hot water. So you can have it in your coffee.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't lose it. Yeah, it doesn't degrade, nothing happens. And there was a lot of talk about, well, what if we take caffeine and creatine at the same time? And it's no. Do you know what the perfect mix is? Creatine with aminos.
Oh, really?